Ladies and gentlemen, gather round as I take you to a land that shimmers in the twilight zone of our universe, the illustrious, the mysterious, the land of shadows. A place where shadows aren't mere absence of light, but lively characters with quirks and an uncanny sense of humor. Imagine, if you will, our protagonist, a dapper gentleman named Harold. But in the land of shadows, Harold wasn't your average man. No, sir. He was merely a shadow. That's right, a shadow named Harold. But not bound to any person or object. He roamed free, sporting a top hat and cane imagined from the Victorian era. Quite stylish for a shadow, I dare say. Now, one fine dusky evening or morning, time is quite irrelevant in the twilight. Harold sashayed down the boulevard of fading footsteps. Here's when he encountered Sally, a charming lamppost shadow. Sally flickered with every passing breeze, humming tunes only neon lights could appreciate. "Oh, fancy meeting you here," exclaimed Harold, with all the grace a shadow could master. "Isn't it just? I was just about to perform my new dance routine. Would you care for a show?" Sally replied, twirling her imaginary umbrella. As you might have guessed, romance blossomed swiftly between flutters and flickers. Yet, love in the land of shadows wasn't without its troubles. You see, there existed this notorious gang known as the Dark Patches. These were shadows so twisted and turned by the art. Objects that they'll become all tangled up in resentment and darkness. And oh dear reader, guess what mischief brewed in their shady minds? They plan to blot out all flickering and fluttering shadows because misery loves company. Upon hearing this devious plot, whispered along the winding wall of echoes, an eerie place where whispers turned into rumors, Harold knew he had to act. With his cane as his trusty steed and his wits sharper than sunlight on a crisp winter day, Harold devised a clever plan. Why not introduce laughter into the very essence of this tangled shadow? After all, what better weapon against darkness than light-hearted humor? The night of the grand execution arrived. As the Dark Patches commenced their somber march towards Sally, who was performing her heart out under the moonlit sky, Harold slipped into action. Each step he took echoed through the alleyways like cheerful percussion from distant drums. "Hey, Dark Patches," yelled Harold with bravado. "Only shadows can achieve at nightfall. Why do shadows make terrible chefs?" The Dark gang paused, a riddle, their twisted forms hovering in curiosity. "They can't taste anything, they only deal with plates." And with that punchline hoisted high into the starry night, like a flag of victory, by our brave hero Harold. Oh folks, you should have seen those tangled dark figures pose and shake. Not with menace, but an uncontrollable outbreak of giggles. Who knew shadows could chuckle? The laughter echoed so profoundly, they interest the knots of darkness binding the Dark Patches' hearts. From then on, they saw their world differently, not just places to cast darkness, but opportunities for jest and joy. Thus peace returned to the land of shadows, enshrined now more in guffaws and less in gloom. Harold proved light doesn't always shine from bulbs or sun. Sometimes it sparkles best in laughter, shared amongst even dimly lit allies. So whenever you see your own shadow trailing, or notice it mingling mysteriously with another, remember, dear friends, perhaps they are just visiting that peculiar yet enchanting corner of our universe, sharing jokes and dancing away as fabled wanderers do in Tales from the Land of Shadows. Tales from the in-between.